The entrepreneurs that succeed are the ones who take an average idea or good idea, and then they go to market, they come up with a plan, and then they execute against that plan. Hi, my name's Devin. Today I own several multi-million-dollar companies. We started with $5,000 in a credit card. I don't know the easy way, I only know the hard way. Hey everybody, welcome to the Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, where I give straightforward advice to fuel the entrepreneur in all of us. I'm Devin Dickinson, and today I want to talk to you about execution. Execution. So I just got out of what we call our EOM meetings for two of my companies, and it's been, an entire week, literally a back-to-back meetings where every single person goes in and reports on kind of how they're executing against the plan. And I'm happy to say they're doing great. Like, it was a really successful week of meetings. Very excited about where the company's going. And people often ask me about these type of meetings and like, well, why do you have EOM meetings? What's the point of them? Because isn't it just kind of like, don't you just have a good plan and then you send your people out and then they just do the plan? And I'm like, that's true. It is, right? Like, there's a lot of value to having a good plan, a good playbook. But at the end of the day, it's about execution. And so our end of month meetings are basically a checkup on how well we're executing against our plan. And so each department will come in and say, hey, here's the plan. Here's what we did versus the plan. And then we'll figure out why are we succeeding? Why are we not succeeding? And what modifications do we have to do? And so often people think as entrepreneurs that you need this really great idea or this incredible playbook or this, great new product or going into this new market or doing something that's never been done before. And I'm going to tell you, those are all great things. Like, you should always be, evolving. You should always be coming up with the next idea, the next iteration of your company. But at the end of the day, you could have this incredible idea, but if you can't execute, like if you can't do the hard work every single day when that alarm clock goes off, when everyone shows up to the office or everyone logs in online, if you can't do and execute against that playbook, it doesn't matter how good the idea is. It doesn't matter because you're not going to win. We were just talking about before this podcast, but back in the 70s and 80s, football teams, they all had the same playbook, right? It was just like run left, run right, run up the middle, throw right, throw long, right? That was kind of it. It wasn't complicated, but it was about who was better at blocking and tackling. And in business, I think that's what it comes down to. The best leaders and the best entrepreneurs that I know, it's not about the crazy idea that they had. It's not about this revolutionary product that they brought to market that everybody had to have. Very rarely are those the entrepreneurs that succeed. The entrepreneurs that succeed are the ones who take an average idea or good idea, and then they go to market, they come up with a plan, and then they execute against that plan. And that sounds terribly boring, especially if you're entrepreneurial, right? Because you want all of these fireworks and this excitement and things going on, and that's why you left your job, because you were bored, right? And so you want to go do something exciting. But I'm going to tell you, like, some days the reason why we win is because we do the hard, gritty things at 7 a.m., at 8:30, at noon, and then at the end of the week, we look at our numbers, and every month we get together, we do our EOM, and we just are religious around blocking and tackling and execution. And I think great entrepreneurs are great executors. Great entrepreneurs don't need to be the smartest person in the room. They don't need to be an incredible inventor or some new incredible strategist. Great entrepreneurs are the ones that can go out there and work and do what needs to be done every single day. And you might say, well, hey, Devin, I have no problem with that. I'm actually really good at that, but I can't get my people to do it, right? And so that's a common problem that entrepreneurs have, is that they're very disciplined. They'll go and do their thing, but then they're like, yeah, but the rest of the company, they're not following along. They're not doing it. And so I would say, great. Well, then listen, you need to either not have employees and just be a solopreneur, right? And and do what only you can do, or you got to learn how to motivate, manage, and grow people, right? And part of that is the dedication around the reporting. Part of that's the dedication around the end of month meetings. And that's why you have to have a system in place that ensures that every single day you're executing against the plan. At my companies, and I'm an owner, right? Like I'm not even the CEO anymore, but there's not a single day, like not a single business day that I can think of that I have ever not looked at each of my departments at both companies and looked at them and analyzed each of my departments and looked at the numbers and looked at basically what they did the day before with their blocking and tackling. And remember, I'm not even the CEO. And I've instilled that into our management team. I've instilled that into everybody in our company, because when we analyze what we did the day before, we ensure that every single day we're getting the job done, that we're executing against the plan. We don't want to 6 months into the year look and go, geez, we're not hitting our numbers. Geez, I guess our idea wasn't good enough, right? Like I want to know today, I want to know at noon, right? Like I want to know by the hour, are we winning? Are we losing? And are we doing our jobs? And this is incredibly important if you're going to be a great executor, because executors don't just have a great plan, they work the plan. And how often do they do it? Every single day. I'm Devin, this is Whiteboard Entrepreneur Podcast, and I believe that if you become a great executor, you're going to be a great entrepreneur.